Are you sick and tired of financial gurus telling you they've cracked the code to wealth? At Investing Essentials, I'm handing you my simple, trusted, personal playbook to invest like a millionaire with wealth planning strategies I've never shared publicly. It's virtual, so you can join from anywhere. Click the link in the show notes to get your tickets.
This episode is brought to you by SmartVestor. Connect with an investing pro near you at RamseySolutions.com/SmartVestor.
Sophie's in Brooklyn. Hi, Sophie. What's up in your world?
Hi, Dave. Hi, George. Firstly, I just wanted to say how much I appreciate the way that your show and Ramsey, while being, faith-based and in values, is still inclusive and useful and relevant for those who maybe don't share all the same beliefs and values. I think that's rare in media today, and after listening to your show for the last 4 years, I feel like I'm much more able and open to respect and appreciate the opinions of those that don't share those. So thank you not only for what you've done for me financially, but also helping me become, less of a dumb bigot.
Wow, that was cool. What a great phrase. You're awesome. How can we help you?
So my question is around giving with intentionality and being generous with integrity. Currently, my giving, it consists of 3 charities that I've selected based on sort of my values and things that are important to me, and they're on automatic, monthly debits. And it feels like I'm just ticking a box each month versus being intentionally generous. As mentioned, I'm not mentioned, but insinuated. I'm not part of a faith-based community, but I love what I hear on the show about tithing. This idea of giving to a community with shared values where you are both involved in and can tangibly see how those funds are used.
Yeah.
I'm currently on baby steps 4, 5, and 6, on track for 7 in the next 6 months, and want to make sure that as I'm approaching, becoming outrageously generous, I want to make sure I'm doing it with integrity and intentionality. So,
I love your
advice
question.
to someone like me, and
it's just an excellent.
How do you determine? Sorry.
That's okay. It's an excellent question. Thank you. Very, very well thought out.
No, thank you.
Okay, so, as you said, what we're going to suggest is you find something that aligns with your values and something that, and honestly, it's something that kind of makes your heart beat. Okay, this thing matters to me for whatever reason. Either it's something in my history or something in my family's history, or I just care about it for some reason, and it makes my heart, because, the weird thing is that not everything that's valid is going to be yours to do. Those things, some things that are valid, they're not yours to do. They're somebody else's because they care about them. So I want you to find something that does do that. And then what we have done at Ramsey in the family is it started out with, we were looking at that, and then we wanted to get a touch more sophisticated and really look into how that particular charity was operated.
Yeah.
For instance, let's just say you were giving to something that was feeding hungry children. You were worried about food security. Okay, then you would want to know that a high percentage of the donation is actually going to feeding a child, not the bonus plan of the president of the charity. And so you can look at their books if they will disclose them. If they won't disclose them, we don't give to them.
Okay.
If they're ashamed of where their money is going, then Ramsey don't give to them. So if they're transparent, then I can look and I go, hey, 10, 15% of their income goes for administration and salaries and overhead to operate the thing, and the other 85 or 90% or 75% or whatever goes to the actual thing, the drilling of the well to create the clean water for that community or whatever it is you're doing, right? I don't want that flip-flopped. I don't want 85% going to salaries and 15% going to the hungry kids. I don't want to give that $100. You follow me?
Right.
So I'm looking at the way the thing's operated, how well it's operated. In our case, we don't give to ministries or charities that borrow money, because that would be inconsistent with our family's belief. It would make us seriously hypocritical. Now, that wouldn't necessarily be true of you. You could decide if you want to do that or not, but I'm just saying that's one of the things we've decided. So then back to your original question, what we do is we set some things on autopilot like that where we're automatically giving just out of, not necessarily because the thing is tickling us every month and tickling our heart and making us smile every month, but instead we just want that rhythm of generosity to be there as a part of who we are as people, not as a part of the thing. Then that's one bucket. The second bucket is we do look for some things that make us cry, that when we give to it, we read the letter from the person later and we cry. And I really want some of those. And then the third thing we do is that we allocate a small amount, and some of it, it's not a small amount relative. It's not a small amount, but it's a small amount relative to the total budget of the foundation. My daughter runs the foundation, and she's authorized to just randomly bless something. And I carry a pocket full of hundreds, and I may just randomly bless something. If I'm standing at the gas pump and I'm looking at a lady and her kid's clothing is not great and the tires on her car are bald, she's probably a single mom, 52% of which live below the poverty level, and God might speak to me and say, buy that lady's gas and roll her car over there and put some tires on her car. And I got enough money in my pocket just to go do that one. And those are so fun. That's the most fun you'll ever have, because that's really in your face.
I remember listening to an episode where you shared that, and I also heard an episode where you said you were in Australia, I'm Australia, and you love the Australian people. And I said to myself, if I saw Dave in a restaurant, I would be buying him dinner to say thank you.
Oh, you're sweet.
I hear you on the random acts of
but I mean but the random acts are actually the most fun. Because you're right there in the face of the thing. The second most fun are the ones where you hear back later and say, we just did a huge fundraising event at our farm the other day for a sex trafficking interdiction organization, meaning they send the ex-military guys in and get the girls out of the situation, and sometimes very forcefully. And it's basically really and truly saving somebody's life. And so we just did a fundraiser for that. And you meet some of those girls that were dragged out of that and saved. Oh, my gosh. There's no ticking a box on that. Your heart's changed forever. And so on. You can mention that with a whole bunch of different charities or ministries that are out there. So you probably want some different kinds of buckets.
Some spontaneous,
to kind of keep your generosity pump moving.
And get some ones you can get involved in. The closer you get to it, the more intentional it's going to feel.
Yeah, exactly.
So see if you can serve them. We have ministry time here where we actually can go do that for a week.
We're least likely to give to some big, invisible thing where we have no connectivity to them at all. I mean, we do give to some large ministries, but we end up with some connectivity in there. Somehow. I want our family somehow to get the psychological income from the generosity.